Preservation of our environment is not a liberal or conservative challenge. It's common sense. Ronald Reagan. So today I'll be talking about global warming, why it's happening, why it's important, and how we can help slow it down. A scary fact that might urge you to take action is that the global sea level is rising 8 to 24 inches by the end of this century. First, let's begin with what global warming is. Global warming has been a controversial topic that has been discussed for many years. People wonder if it actually even exists or if it's the government or politicians making up lies. The greenhouse effect is a process that happens when gases in the Earth's atmosphere trap the sun's heat. The increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere can cause Earth's temperature to trap more gases and rise. Climate change can be defined as the change in the usual weather found in a place, according to the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. This graph displays the warming influence of carbon emissions and the toll that it has had on the environment. You can see starting at 1980 how low it is and the substantial increase that has had to right now where we are, 2020. It has increased by about 43%, and if it continues to increase at this rate, the effects will be detrimental on the environment. And now I'll discuss why all of this is happening. Humans are the leading cause of climate change due to our use of fossil fuels. We impact the greenhouse effect by adding more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere when we burn the fossil fuels that run our cars and heat our houses. It causes the air to heat up, which is something we should be worried about because as the temperatures rise, we will experience more heat waves, the air quality will decline, and we will experience extreme weather such as, extreme heat waves, extreme tundra weather. So by now, you must be wondering, what can we do about climate change? Here are some simple solutions that you can add to your daily life that can help the environment. To reduce your carbon footprint, you can do some things like carpooling, recycling, using public transport if possible, and washing your clothes in cold water. These can all help the environment in small ways, but over time, it helps more than you may think. A significant way to reduce carbon emissions is by supporting clean energy sources. According to the Office of Energy Efficiency, wind turbines work on a simple principle. Instead of using electricity to make wind, like a fan, wind turbines use wind to make electricity. Wind turns the propeller-like blades of a turbine around a motor which spins a generator which creates electricity. Wind energy has many advantages which explain the growing industry. It's cost-effective, which allows it to be used more than other energy sources. It is also a booming field that creates many jobs. According to the EERE, the wind sector employs more than 100,000 workers, and wind turbine technician is one of the fastest-growing American jobs. And one of the best reasons to use wind energy is that it is a clean fuel source and sustainable. It does not pollute the environment like other energy sources such as power plants. Enacting changes in your community is also a great step. You can do this by planning things like planting trees and carpooling with your friends, like I mentioned before. And using less electricity when you can is also a great way to help the environment. So to sum it all up, we only have one Earth and we need to take care of it. If climate change worsens, we will not have proper living conditions to survive on Earth. All the data I've presented in this speech shows how much of an impact carbon emissions have on the environment. The increase in temperature, sea level, and greenhouse gases is extremely concerning, and remedial actions must be taken immediately to help reduce carbon emissions. It is also important that people are educated on how global warming works so they understand the consequences of it. If remedial actions are not taken, the sea levels will rise, extreme weather will occur, and we will have really bad pollution. And agriculture will also suffer, and food security will have issues. So after you've learned all these things you can do, You need to think, how will you help the environment? What can you do?